All right. So here's update what's been going on. So we printed out a new, ignore the big old hole. It's supposed to look like this one, but just smaller, and the whole square. We got a hold of the actual product that I'm wanting to use. Just borrowed a couple tablets, and so we shrunk the hole down a little bit. And then, yeah, the reason this one looks Frankenstein, let me explain. So the servo, the linear actuator works great. The idea, amazing. So I'm really grateful for that. The issue is the amount of motion is equivalent to this little toothpick. So if you can see, moves about the same amount. So with that said, this amount of motion isn't enough to dispense the product. The reason being, so we added a little hook onto the bottom plate, and the reason that there's this arm sticking out is so then I can attach a little servo. Can attach the servo right here until we find a permanent solution. So, sorry, I'm trying to do this one hand and film at the same time. But you can see that it goes in there and we'll push it out part way through. It doesn't get out fully out of the way. So I've messed around with this for a while, decided that this small servo won't work for the linear actuator. And so I started messing around with the big servo again. This is the reason that I hollowed out this side channel. It's because I wanted to mess around with the idea of it moving in there. But the problem is it doesn't go far enough in, and it creates jamming issues because it's not in a line. It's a circular motion again, which was frustrating. So we're back to linear actuator again. I'm gonna basically take the exact model of this and just blow it up a little bit bigger so then it can fit onto one of these. These have a lot more throw. From what I've seen, this only has about just less than 180 degree throw, and this has 180 or a little bit more than 180 throw. So that combined with a bigger gear, I mean, this is an exaggeration, but if the gear is this big, a half turn on that gives like several inches of throw, when a gear this size, 180 throw, only gives us like a half inch of throw. Thus why we have this little toothpick amount of throw. So what I'm going to do is bring back the plunger. We're going to have to modify the plunger because we also changed the hole to be square instead of this shape. I don't know what to call that shape. So we're going to have to put rails back into this new design. Mess around with the clip, because when we 3D printed the clip, there's supposed to be a tooth on the bottom of that so it clips in. Right now it's just friction fit, which works for bench testing, but I don't want to have that on the final thing. So bring back the plunger so it'll plunge in, put a linear actuator 3D print on the top of that, and then how we're mounting it to the drone, that's why the drone's right here. Basically on the bottom plate right here, we're gonna put this right here, and I'm gonna drill some holes into this piece, nut this down so that it really, this plate is just gonna be solidly mounted to the drone. And then on the top of this, we're just going to attach that by using some JB Welders, some really strong glue, and that should work. So it'll be mounted like that. So everything should be on track. So, yep, that's my progress.